future think tank leaders should prepare for the future. That's an easy answer. And of course, we know that the future is not at all like the past. You know, when I started running a think tank, the main product of the think tank really was books. And what I observed over the course of the time that I was there was that we still did books and we still did articles in academic journals, but more and more think tanks were involved in thinking about briefing papers, blogs, interacting with others on Facebook, using Twitter. So that whole communication has changed. So that's one big issue. Another big issue is that the context in which think tanks work is changing. We have these current crises about globalization. We are facing the big challenge of climate change. We can see that automation is potentially going to take jobs away. So we have to be careful in think tanks not to work with the theories and the situations of the past, but always to be thinking about the next step. And I say that if you watch people in a think tank, it's a bit like driving a car. Your eye is very much fixed on the road immediately ahead, but you're also looking over the horizon to see which way the road is going and what the landscape is doing. And the challenge for think tanks is to be able to do both of those. And then finally, of course, the whole think tank ecology has changed a lot over recent years. There are now something like at least 4,000 think tanks in the world, whereas it used to be the case that you could sit in a northern country, in London, for example, or in Washington or Geneva, and say, we are going to dominate the world with our ideas. Now we need a much different approach, which is based on partnership. But what doesn't change about think tanks, and maybe it's important to say this, is the focus on policy change. You know, a think tank is not a university. It's not a research institute. It's something different. It's in that, and it's not an NGO advocacy organization either. It's in that really important space in which neutral, careful research is translated into material that can be used by policymakers. So, as I often say to people, if you have an area you're interested in or a piece of research, there are 5 questions it is worth asking. Who is making what decision? When are they making it? And what product do you need to influence the decision? And when do you need it? And you know, sometimes the best product is a book. Sometimes the best product is you take a key policymaker out for lunch, and over the course of lunch you sell your big new idea. So think tanks need to have very special skills which are not often found in universities and are different to those found in NGOs, and that actually is what makes the job really exciting.